Yo, what's good people, it's Cactus, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make an RnB drill beat from scratch. So I'm going to be running you through the sound selection, how to make melodies, and the drums. So let's get into it. Alright, so when you're making RnB drill or any R&B track, the first thing that you want to think about is the instruments. So for this beat, I want to use a piano, but because it's R&B based, I want to use a softer piano. So something like a Rhodes or electric piano. And there's a good plugin called Lounge Lizard that has some. So I'm just going to find one that I like. So even the first one's nice. This has got a bit of a phase on it. This one might work though. I'll roll with this for now and then we can flick through some after. It doesn't really matter what scale you pick, it's more about the chords, but I'm going to go with F sharp. Alright, so I'll start with a F sharp minor chord. And when you're making R&B beats, a lot of the chords will be sevenths. And what I mean by that is, you've got these three notes here. If you want to make it into a seventh, you just skip one other note in the scale and add the top one. It's called a seventh because you're adding a seventh note in the scale. Look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You don't always have to use them. So for this one, I might keep that out. I could add F sharp again here. Maybe invert the C sharp. And for the next one, could make a seventh here. So I really like this chord, but just so the notes are closer together, let's try this. Could maybe repeat that. And then come back up. Maybe add another E. So I like this progression, it's quite simple, and then we can add the bass notes in. So I'm just going to add the root notes in. Maybe make the bass a little bit more interesting. Let's try this. Maybe I could try bring this one down instead. Alright, so I'm happy with this progression. The next thing that I want to do is make it a little bit more realistic. You can see that everything's at the same level, so I'm going to press Alt and R. I want it to be played quite softly. Somewhere around about there. I could try strum it a bit too. Yeah, around about there. Alright, so I'm happy with this progression now. I'm just going to send it to a mixer track. And another way that I like to add just a different feel, sometimes some bounce, is just by reversing it in Effectrix. So I'm just going to drag Effectrix all the way, set the time to maybe a half for this one. Yeah, I'm feeling this vibe. Alright, so before I do anything else, any more processing, I'm just going to render that just because there's a little delay when you add Effectrix. And I'll send this back to channel 1, turn off Effectrix. I think I want to add some RC20 to this one just to give it more of a vintage feel. Make it more ambient. Take out some lows. I want to keep some of the low energy though, because that's what's going to help it give that feel. Alright, so for the count melody, I'm going to use a different piano. I'm just using the Studio Grind jazzish one in addictive keys. And I think for the count melody, I just want to in some way follow the chords or a same kind of vibe. So I like the sound of that. I can maybe repeat it and switch it up. Alright, so I like the count melody. From here, I'm wanting some vocals. So I'm thinking either something in arcade, but I feel like I want to try something different. I always go to arcade whenever I need vocals. So I'm going to try and find an acapella, maybe sample that and then see what I come up with. wash it out with some reverb too. Ping pong mode. We try it on 2. Just increase or decrease the mix level. EQ at the end. Yeah, I think that works. So I just want to keep the slides kind of subtle for this one. Alright, maybe some slides here though. I'm thinking about using a clap just because it's R&B, so it might fit the vibe better. Alright, let's go for a counter snare as well. And you'll notice with the drums, I'm saving a lot of space. I don't want it to be too crazy like typical drill beats because it's R&B. I'm just setting back the vibe a bit. Maybe just something that simple. And I know I'm going to add reverb to the clap and maybe the hi-hat as well, just to give it some ambience. So I'm just creating a reverb bus, keeping the mix on 100, bringing the decay down a bit, a low cut, or you can add an EQ and just cut out some of the lows and highs. This is just after the reverb, just to stop it getting a bit muddy. So I'm going to send the clap there. With the sample, I think if I leave the vocals in there constantly, it might get a bit too much. So I'm just going to create a separate track or a separate pattern and just take some of them out. I want to add a rim to this one too, just to get more of a bounce. I'm going to put an open hat in there as well, but I'm just adjusting the length of some of them. We pan this to the left and the perk. The rim can go to the right. And I want to add a chime in there. Here we go, R&B sprinkles. Yeah, it's like old school, but it will fit nice. Try at the beginning. See what I'm saying? And I want one of these perk repeats too from a kit. Say this one. I think just one more. I think just this. Be somewhere around here. Alright, I think I've got everything that I need now. So as usual, I mix it, arrange it, and then show you the outcome. Alright, so I've had to have a little break because my barber pulled up, but a fresh fade means fresh ideas. So I've added a couple things to the beat. One's just this guitar, and the other is a ride, and then a riser too. So I'll just play it from the beginning and talk you through everything. So this main Rhodes melody is playing throughout the whole beat. Doesn't really change much. guitar.
Cactus.
Some of the vocals come in. Then the piano. But not the full thing. Vocals come out here. And the guitar comes back in, so I'm just alternating between the different instruments. So this is the bridge with Love Filter. And then the hook. So it just sounding real smooth. Then the full piano. And then the start of the second verse just a little bit different to the first one. And then back to the original one. So this is actually a separate 808 pattern, which is different here too. And then the rest just follows the same pattern. So I hope you liked the video and I hope you were feeling the beat. I think R and drill is quite popular right now, or even just merging drill with another genre is getting real popular. And I know you guys like to see that content as well. So keep throwing suggestions at me. I'll keep making content for you. I drop new videos every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 PM UK time. So thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.
Cactus.